Hey everyone, I'm Jamie and this is The Outer Rim, and on today's episode, I'm taking up the dollar store challenge from Whitey's Wicked Workshop. He's challenged his fellow makers to come up with a Star Wars related prop and spend less than $15. So you can start with kind of found parts, maybe buy a few inexpensive things, put it all together, and there's no 3D printed parts or laser cut or etched parts allowed. So I'm going to do a couple of control panels. Let's get started. I started with an empty box from a MacBook Pro laptop. When I saw the inside, it just screamed Star Wars control panel to me. I started by giving all the surfaces a good coat of Drylock. Drylock is a masonry sealer, and it will help give more structure to the cardboard box. It will also make it water resistant and add some texture. It's the same product I used on my Docking Bay 94 sign. You can click on the link above if you want to watch that video. Then I added a coat of black Plasti Dip just for good measure. The next layer was a coat of Tatooine Beige. This is the leftover paint I had on hand from the Docking Bay 94 project. Now comes the fun part. Looking through all of my Greebly bins for just the right parts. I have all kinds of parts I've scavenged from used electronics and a few unique items I've purchased at Surplus Gizmos. To keep within the $15 budget for this build, I looked for mostly items I've gotten for free. I had this part from an old door lock, and I decided to glue a piece of LED lens diffuser to the back side so I could illuminate it with some LEDs. Every once in a while you just get lucky. This part was a perfect friction fit with a juice lid, and it would become the main element for the recessed square hole in the panel. I proceeded to lay out the other items, including another door lock part, a TV mount spacer, a foot from an AV receiver, a rectifier, and other various parts. I'm using an illuminated latching button from Adafruit to turn on the LED lights. It has a mounting ring on it, so I marked my step bit drill with blue tape to get the drilling depth correct. I proceeded to solder up my switch. The connections are pretty straightforward. You connect the positive terminal of a 9-volt battery to the input side of the switch, and the output side goes to the positive lead on your LED. The negative lead from the LED continues on to the negative terminal of the battery. That way, when you push the button, power is allowed to flow through the circuit. You can also run another set of leads from the battery to the plus and minus terminals of the switch to illuminate the button. However, if you do it this way, the button will always be illuminated. I wanted to illuminate it only when pressed, so I added a jumper from the output side of the switch to the plus terminal of the switch, and then a wire from the negative terminal of the battery to the minus terminal of the switch. That way, when the button is pressed, the button and the LEDs will light up. I added the LEDs to some key elements and glued everything up. I decided to try some extreme weathering techniques on this panel, so I started with iron oxide paint from Modern Masters. When it's sprayed with the activator, it creates a real rust effect. I then layered in some burnt sienna and black water mixable oil paints and some patina colored acrylic paint. I then dusted the whole panel with 2 colors of Fuller's Earth to add some dirty grit. I wanted to add some details to the edges of the panel, so in the tradition of Kelly Stern from Props and Villainy, I cut some EVA foam strips and laid out my greeblies. I cut out some openings for some of the items and used a leather punch and razor knife to make strategic holes and slots. These got a quick shot of gunmetal silver paint and then were glued into place. I was pleasantly surprised with what I was able to accomplish for less than $15. This was a lot of fun to build, and my thanks goes out to Whitey's Wicked Workshop for creating this challenge. If you enjoyed this build, please give me a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe for more great content from the Outer Rim, where anything is possible.